For nearly a century, Bigfoot has been relegated to the realm of folklore. Hunters' tales, faint footprints in the snow, and shaky photos dismissed as hoaxes. There was never enough hard evidence to convince the scientific community that this creature truly exists. That is, until this video surfaced. This isn't a scene from a movie, nor is it a product of artificial intelligence. It was captured by an automated trail camera deep in the wilderness, in a place where humans rarely tread. No stage lighting, no dramatic score, no perfect angles. Just the darkness, the howling wind, and a massive figure moving slowly through the trees. What has left researchers stunned isn't just the sheer size of the creature, but the way it observes its surroundings. Its reaction to the environment and its behavior are unlike any known animal ever recorded. If these videos are authentic, why are we only discovering them now? And as they appear more frequently on camera, one must ask, have they stopped fearing us? Join us now as we uncover the truth, starting with the first video, the fated camping trip in Redwood National Forest. Weekend getaways are supposed to be moments of relaxation and youthful joy. However, for the two young women in this latest viral video, what started as fun turned into the beginning of an unending tragedy. Recovered from the scene, this footage captures perhaps the most terrifying moment ever released concerning the Bigfoot species. The setting is a campsite deep within Redwood National Forest. Two best friends, Sarah and Jenny, were excitedly capturing happy memories beside their newly pitched tent. While Sarah was busy posing and adjusting her shirt for the camera, completely oblivious to the danger looming behind her, Jenny, the one behind the lens, froze in sheer terror. From the distant pine line, a hulking, gigantic creature emerged. It stood upright on two legs, towering over 8 feet tall, with muscles rippling like granite, and a ferocious face, mouth wide open in a deafening roar. It wasn't lurking in the shadows. It was charging straight toward its prey with extreme aggression. Jenny's blood-curdling scream of warning had barely escaped her lips when the creature struck. It plowed through the tent, tossing it aside like a piece of paper, and in a split second, its massive hand snatched Sarah. The video glitched violently and cut to black immediately after a sickening thud, leaving behind a chilling silence. To this day, the whereabouts of these two young women remain a complete mystery. Many skeptics argue that this is merely a staged production designed for views, citing the camera angle as being too cinematic. But if you look closely at the creature's expression, do you really believe anyone would dare to prank a beast like that? Leave your verdict below. 9-foot giant spots. Hidden camera, a chilling reaction. Trail cameras were designed to capture nature's most candid moments in the absence of man. But the following black and white footage, leaked from the depths of the Umpqua National Forest, forces you to ask, who really owns these woods? In the grainy infrared frame, a colossal silhouette emerges, dominating the surrounding space. Look at those extraordinary proportions. Based on the adjacent birch trees, this creature is estimated to stand over 8 feet tall with unnaturally broad shoulders. It moves with a heavy, lurking gait, yet exudes the overwhelming power of a giant primate, completely distinct from the clumsy walk of a man in a costume. However, the anomaly occurs mid-stride. Seemingly possessing a sixth sense for technology, the creature abruptly freezes. The moment it turns its head and detects the infrared glow of the camera, the giant doesn't roar. Instead, it hastily bolts into the night, vanishing like a phantom. When this shocking footage was sent to the local ranger station, the response was a flat denial. No creature with such biological characteristics exists in their jurisdiction. Is that denial credible? Or are they trying to conceal a truth that has existed for centuries? Look closely at the muscle movement beneath that fur. In your opinion, is this an elaborate hoax or a rare glimpse of a Bigfoot caught hiding? Leave your comment below. Superhuman speed, mysterious shadow caught in Great Bear Rainforest. The following footage, captured by chance by a landscape photographer in the Great Bear Rainforest, will make you wonder. When we look down at the old-growth forest, what is looking back at us? From hundreds of feet in the air, the drone lens glides over lush, dense, and seemingly endless vegetation. But that tranquility is instantly shattered by an anomaly. Right in the center of the frame, dwarfed by giant ancient trees, a mysterious dark figure appears. It stands tall on a narrow trail, completely isolated from the civilized world. Observe its movement closely. There is none of the clumsiness or fatigue of a lost hiker. This creature glides effortlessly, weaving through old pine roots with astonishing fluidity, as if it were part of the forest, not an intruder. Its jet-black fur stands out starkly against the deep green background, creating a haunting contrast. As soon as the video was released, skeptics immediately spoke up. They claimed it was just a backpacker in a black raincoat trekking alone. However, believers and locals fiercely pushed back. Look at the treacherous terrain. This location lies deep in the core zone, dozens of miles from the nearest highway. Why would an ordinary person venture into this wilderness without a backpack or climbing gear? And more importantly, why is that person moving faster than a track athlete on such rugged ground? In the end, did the drone accidentally catch a reckless climber, or did it trespass on the territory of a Sasquatch patrolling its kingdom? Look at the solitude of that shadow and tell me your verdict. Terrifying moment, Sasquatch. Peers through a car window. The following breathtaking video, secretly filmed by a couple of tourists, will make you rethink sleeping in your car in the middle of the woods. It happened on a gloomy, fog-laden afternoon. After leaving their vehicle to take landscape photos, the couple returned only to freeze in terror as they saw their silver SUV being inspected. From a shaky angle in the distance, a massive creature covered in dark brown fur stands towering right next to the driver's door. It shows no fear or haste. Instead, it acts with terrifying intelligence. It presses its massive face against the tinted glass, trying to peer through to check for prey inside. Its posture even suggests it was attempting to use its giant hand to try the door handle. Fortunately, the car was empty. Finding nothing of interest, the creature lumbers away, dissolving into the thick fog. The couple then sprinted for their lives to the car and sped away. When the video went viral, many laughed it off, claiming it was a prank by locals to scare tourists. But put yourself in that situation. If this wasn't a guy in a costume, but a real Sasquatch scavenging for food, what would have happened if that couple had decided to rest in the car instead of taking a walk? Would that fragile glass window have withstood a single blow from this creature, spotted in broad daylight? Mysterious creature in Banff National Park. This short clip, filmed at Banff National Park in 2025, is spreading like wildfire across social media. It captures not nature but a bizarre encounter that has viewers rubbing their eyes in disbelief. In the video, a hiking couple is filming their journey in high spirits. However, what draws every eye lies far behind them on the snow-covered trail. A strange creature casually walking along. Unlike the descriptions of black or dark brown Bigfoot, this entity possesses fur as white as snow from head to toe, allowing it to nearly blend into the surroundings. Its body is massive, with broad shoulders and a slight hunch, reminiscent of the legendary yeti. Pay attention to its stride, long, slow, but incredibly steady steps, moving upright with stability on a steep slope without trekking poles or support gear. As soon as the footage was released, skeptics immediately fired back. Their biggest argument lies in the creature's behavior. Why would a wild beast with supersensitive hearing walk nonchalantly without realizing two humans are laughing and talking right behind it? Is this a sophisticated prank to attract attention to a famous tourist spot, or did this couple unknowingly walk right behind a yeti? What do you think about that, White Fur? Leave your assessment in the comments. The unsettlingly human gaze of Bigfoot, a close encounter. Most Bigfoot videos follow a familiar script. Shaky camera, the creature flees, or a menacing roar. But the following strangely quiet footage, captured by an anonymous hiker, breaks every rule. It reveals a completely different side of this legendary animal: bewilderment. Amidst the bare trees of the forest during the leaf fall season, a towering black figure suddenly appears. Not a blurry shadow, this creature is crystal clear before the lens, with thick, dark brown fur covering its body and a majestic upright stance. Initially, it is strolling casually, enjoying the peace of the woods. But when the crunch of dry leaves echoes under the cameraman's feet, it freezes and turns. Look at the expression on that hybrid face of man and ape. No aggression, no baring of teeth, no chest beating. It stands there, arms hanging loose, staring at the man with a look of confusion and curiosity. After a few seconds of assessment, realizing the man carries no weapons or threat, it simply turns away and continues its journey, ignoring the human presence. This overly calm reaction has ignited a fierce debate. Skeptics laugh, claiming it's a man in a costume, arguing a wild animal wouldn't react that way. However, the cameraman remains absolutely silent. No explanation, no defense, only adding to the veil of mystery. Are we looking at a cheap Halloween suit, or is this proof that Bigfoot possesses higher emotional intelligence than we thought? Capable of distinguishing friend from foe. Massive Bigfoot. Crossing a raging river. Fishing is usually a quiet time for humans to merge with nature. But for Robert Grant, a veteran angler on the Cassia River, British Columbia, that foggy early morning trip turned into a haunting experience he never wants to recall. Amidst the bleak scenery, with thick fog blanketing the cold river surface, a strange entity suddenly materialized from the void. From the opposite bank, Robert's lens captured the moment a giant creature waded across the fast-flowing water. This creature possesses a massive physique, its entire body covered in jet-black fur, soaked and matted from the moisture. Notice how it moves. It shows no struggle against the cold current. It takes long, steady, powerful strides. The slightly hunched back and two long arms swinging in rhythm with its steps reveal a body structure completely different from modern humans. The video ends shortly after, and no one knows where the creature went. Robert shared that he reported it to the local police immediately. However, after thoroughly scouring the riverbank, authorities concluded no traces found, no fur samples, and no reports of large animals in this area. Did the river wash away all evidence? Or was Robert fooled by an elaborate prank involving a costume? Do you trust the angler's account or the police report? Up close and terrifying, Bigfoot's face in pure rage. What was recovered from the memory card inside the shattered remains of the following camera is the most chilling evidence of Bigfoot's intelligence. The footage begins when the motion sensor is triggered in the dead of night. From the dense darkness, a colossal creature looms into view, its eyes reflecting the infrared light, glowing like two ghostly will-o'-the-wisps. Observe its posture closely, a massive body standing upright, cloaked in jet-black fur. Far from the lumbering waddle of a bear, this creature strides with extreme naturalness and power, arms swinging rhythmically with each solid step. It moves with the demeanor of a king patrolling his territory, completely comfortable on two legs. But the real nightmare begins when it doesn't just walk past. It knows that plastic box strapped to the tree is a foreign object. it leans down, bringing its face right up to the lens. When its face becomes clear in the frame, scientists are left speechless. A clearly defined hybrid face. A low forehead, a wide flat nose, and deep-set eyes filled with utter rage. Its left hand reaches out, preparing to crush humanity's electronic eye. A silent but earth-shattering roar, like a stern warning, "Stop watching me." The detail of the facial expression and the structure of the fingers as it approaches the camera is too realistic. In your opinion, could any costume achieve this, or have we just provoked a real monster? Leave your thoughts. The clearest Bigfoot footage in internet history. The internet has been making waves in recent days over a mysterious black and white clip, spreading at breakneck speed across forums. No blur, no shake. This video exposes a creature so sharp that it split viewers into two fiercely opposing camps at first glance. The center of the controversy is a giant creature parting the way through the old-growth forest. Based on the ratio with the surrounding tree trunks, it is estimated to be over 8 feet tall, a size that completely dwarfs a human. But the scariest part is its physique. Look at that massive muscle mass. The pectoral muscles ripple clearly. It moves on 2 legs with absolute balance, gliding over rough terrain lightly and naturally, without a hint of clumsiness. However, pay close attention to the creature's face. Instead of moving facial muscles, it looks stiff, shiny, and catches the light in a bizarre way. Many sarcastically comment, "This thing has no flesh and skin. It looks like it's wearing a mask cast in bronze." Ultimately, are we admiring an alpha Bigfoot with superior physical strength, or are we being fooled by a stuntman in a rubber suit? Look at that face and leave your verdict in the comments section. A Bigfoot family caught on night cam. This rare footage. Extracted from a camera trap deep in the Superior National Forest, this image shows not just a monster, but their offspring as well. Under the night camera's infrared light, 2 strange creatures unexpectedly step into the frame. Leading the way is a large, imposing entity with the build of a mature warrior. Thick fur covers its body, reflecting a bright white glare, while its long, powerful strides and swinging arms show absolute confidence in its own territory. But what shocked researchers lies right behind. Trailing the giant's heels is a much smaller creature, a baby Bigfoot. It has the exact same shape as the leader, from the characteristic cone-shaped head to the bipedal walk, stumbling slightly but trying hard to keep up with its parent. This scene looks exactly like a real-world survival lesson in the deep jungle. Skeptics argue that the fur looks too smooth and clean, resembling artificial costumes. Conversely, believers and some biologists argue that the body proportions of the small creature match the anatomical characteristics of primates perfectly. Something very difficult for a human child to simulate flawlessly through a thick costume. Are you looking at a twisted prank, or is this earth-shattering evidence that Bigfoot not only exists, but is breeding and raising the next generation right under our noses? The deadly cost of entering Bigfoot's territory. The old forest has unwritten rules. One of them is, when the host gives a warning, leave immediately while you can. But the climber in this footage found in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest made the fatal mistake of lingering too long, and the price was a direct attack. Amidst shafts of sunlight piercing the canopy, a dark shadow stands motionless. It is a giant creature with jet-black fur, standing still like a statue in the deep woods, radiating a silent majesty and threat. Upon realizing the intruder, the creature shifts to attack mode. It suddenly swings a muscular arm, hurling something violently toward the cameraman. The throw not only possesses terrifying force, but is also chillingly accurate. Immediately after the failed warning shot, it doesn't leave. It turns and charges straight at the lens. The video cuts out at that exact moment. The terrifying part is that there are no missing person reports or wild animal attack records matching the time of the video. Did this man luckily escape with his life and keep silent, or is this memory card the only thing left of him? Look at that violent throwing stance and ask yourself, is this CGI or the true fury of Bigfoot? Elusive behavior. Bigfoot vanishes upon spotting the camera. The following rare black and white footage extracted from a camera trap in the core of the Bitterroot National Forest shows us a paradox. Even the king of the jungle must tremble before one thing, the presence of man. It all started with a minor disturbance. A massive black shadow looms into the frame. Look at its size compared to the surrounding pine trees. This creature is over 7 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a thick chest. It takes long, heavy yet steady strides on 2 legs, head slightly bowed in a menacing manner. A nearby marten, foraging for food, even flees from this primal threat. However, that moment of authority vanishes instantly when it lifts its head. Its keen eyes seem to have caught the faint infrared light, or sensed the electronic waves from the trail camera. Instead of curiously approaching or aggressively smashing it like a bear, this creature shows genuine panic. It halts, hunching its body as if to shrink its massive size, then quickly turns and skulks back into the shadows, trying to erase all traces of its presence before humanity's technological eye. That act of fleeing is not cowardice, it is intelligence. Why is it so afraid of being discovered by us? Could the #1 survival rule of the Bigfoot species be, absolutely never let humans see you? Look at that hurried demeanor and leave your thoughts. Glowing white eyes and red fur. The swamp monster growls. We often hear of Bigfoot with black or dark brown fur in high mountain regions. But in the wet, humid forests of the South, the legend takes a different form, one far more terrifying. The video storming the internet in recent days, allegedly filmed in Mayaka Forest, is proof of that terror. In the weak flash of a light sweeping across thick palmetto bushes, a grotesque creature suddenly manifests. Unlike typical descriptions, this creature possesses long, reddish-brown fur that hangs down, accompanied by a silvery white beard and mustache. It doesn't run. On the contrary, it stands tall amidst the foliage, turning its head to stare directly into the lens. What chills viewers the most are the eyes. They don't just reflect light, they glow a ghostly, solid white in the darkness. Accompanying that gaze is a deep, guttural growl, a warning sound full of menace. However, the excessive detail of the fur and those glowing eyes makes many suspicious. Skeptics argue that this video looks like a product of movie special effects. They reason that the expression before the camera is too theatrical, lacking the naturalness of a wild animal. In the end, is this a legendary Bigfoot protecting its swamp territory, or a sophisticated staged product meant to farm views? Look closely at those glowing eyes and tell me, do you feel real fear, or the scent of a fake? What you have just witnessed is not merely a shocking piece of footage. It poses an unprecedented, unanswered question. If Bigfoot does not exist, then what exactly is standing in that forest, staring straight into the lens? For decades, humanity has believed that we have mapped nearly every corner of the earth. But this footage suggests a terrifying possibility, that there are creatures intelligent enough to remain hidden, evading civilization, and revealing themselves only in the rarest of moments. Some scientists speculate this could be an unclassified primate. Others believe it represents a parallel evolutionary branch, silently existing for thousands of years. And then, there are those who believe that perhaps we shouldn't dig too deep. If you want to continue uncovering hidden footage, witness accounts, and mysteries that science has yet to explain, hit like if you found this video thought-provoking. Subscribe and ring the notification bell right now so you don't miss a thing. Because what we are about to reveal in the next episodes might be far more terrifying.